am so sorry, but I feel like Melanie Martinez has completely lost the plot when it came to selling merch.
It's really disappointing to see MTV platform an abuser like Melanie Martinez, who has multiple allegations against her.
Bro, can y'all Melanie fans explain WH why you're still supporting this thing?
Melanie Martinez fans have been angry with her for a while. They are tired of her scamming and greedy ways, from her charging almost $300 for 4 perfumes with 2 ounces worth of product, selling cheap tiny candles for $75, her essay allegations, the creepy coloring book she came out with depicting child essay, her past creepy era, her doing a $400 meet and greet where fans took pics with an AI version of her. She wasn't even there in person. Somehow she still has very young fans left, but not me, because my frontal lobe has been developed. Anyways, we will get into it all today. She recently came out with these new travel-sized parfums. It's plastic, of course, and overpriced. She's selling 4 of these perfumes, each for $82, and you're only getting 5 milliliters. That's barely anything. That would last maybe a month, okay? That's the sample size amount.
I feel like that clip of Abby Lee Miller going, "Jojo, have you learned nothing?" Because why is Melanie Martinez selling $82 perfumes that are this big in a 3D printed bottle? Each one is $82, so if you wanted all 4 of them, it's over, what, like, over $300. And if you wanted all 4 of the perfumes with both of the tote bags, which, by the way, are also $80, you're looking at a $500 purchase that I know her fans are going to buy, because there are still some diehard Melanie Martinez fans out there who are willing to spend a bag to get the full collection. But, like, after the original Portals Parfum drop and the hand-painted $85 candles, why wouldn't you and your team take a step back and be like, this got a lot of backlash, and people stopped buying merch from me completely because of this horrible design. How can I actually make a product that is fair for my fans to pay while also showing off my artistry? Because $85 for a 7-ounce perfume bottle, how is that allowed? And people are buying it. I scrolled through my For You page, and people are buying it because it has Melanie Martinez's name on it, and people will buy it. What? Sorry, what? Like, you do you, girl, but it's gonna be literally this big for $82 for 1 cent. I feel like
Now, you guys, I do think the bottle is nice looking, but I've seen other videos on TikTok of people who bought it saying it's plasticky but looks shiny on camera. Some saying the plastic material is a little better in quality than the plastic material on the Portal parfums she released, but still, that doesn't matter. She's selling a sample size amount for $82 plus tax, and inside the bottle, it has a glass stick that you just dip in the bottle and take out to rub on your skin, but it just looks kind of sad. It doesn't look to be worth $82 at all. What the
I just got tagged in that video. That is Melanie Martinez's brand new Portal Perfume pendant. And yes, it's $82. Now, while the material does say aluminum and glass, I can't help but feel the aluminum is just on the keychain part, because when her fingernails were tapping against it, it did sound like plastic. The glass is going to come from the little stick that is inside that you've seen her put the perfume on her wrist with. For everybody trying to say, well, it's supposed to last days and years on your skin. It's so strong. Do you not shower? Do you wash your hands? If you're somebody that puts on fragrances daily and you take showers and wash your hands like you're supposed to, this shouldn't last you more than a month. Just so y'all can compare what 5 milliliters is. Yeah, you think you're gonna use that every single day and it's gonna last you a while? Okay. And it's funny how the people who are defending the price the most are the people who need their parents to buy it for them. Whether you want to support her and help her renovate her mansion or not, that's great. But personally, I will be sticking with brands like Okja, who have perfume oil extracts for half the price with another 15 milliliters more than that. And I'm not a Melanie hater, okay? I loved Melanie Martinez at a point. Crybaby was the best thing to ever come into this world. Then she came out with all 4 of those and it just ruined it all. My qualifications for talking shit? Over 100 fragrances. Thank you.
A lot of her actual fans are not happy. Melanie has actually lost a ton of fans in the last year alone. And many people are just waking up and separating the person from the music, but also analyzing the music. We will get into that in a bit. Someone said, her greed is so sick. As an ex-Melanie fan, her greed sickens me. Guys, don't be mean. She needs to pay off her felon charges. Also, can we please not forget again, she's literally a rapist. Leaving all she did aside, she's always been greedy AF. Every piece of merch is just insanely overpriced junk. Those Portals perfume bottles looked like McDonald's toys. Some of those vinyls didn't even have that red pigment on them. As an ex-fan, I can now tell that she's trying to profit off of the last of her fans. It's crazy to me how she has done really sneaky things, and I made a video about it before when she came out with the Portals Perfume and how expensive it was. Her fans were livid and shocked with her greed. It wasn't the best quality for $300, and for the actual perfumes, you weren't getting you were getting very little product, and when she first released them, there wasn't an option to buy them separately yet, so you had to get the full collection, all 4 of them, for $300. Now at this time, her fans didn't know if this was limited edition or not, if she'd restock these, because her first perfume, Crybaby, was limited edition and she never restocked them ever, so fans felt like they'd have to buy these or they would miss their chance. Later on, after it was sold out, that's when she came out with the option for her fans to buy the parfums separately so that it wouldn't be as expensive. But even separately, it still was. 15 milliliters for $50 for one by itself is still insane. That's barely anything. I don't understand why people don't learn and realize she's a scammer. She's playing in her fans' faces. She doesn't care. Just last year, she came out with these candles based off of her Portals album. It was bad.
We have some updates on the Portals candles that Melanie Martinez was selling just about a week ago. They have arrived in the mail, and it is a bit of a mess, so let's get into it. Now, first off, as a recap, Melanie Martinez sold Portals candles in the shape of an egg, 13 candles for 13 songs off of her album, and each candle is $75 before shipping, which, if you wanted to buy them all, is $975 before shipping, which, in my opinion, I saw the listings and I was like, oh, this is just not worth it for me. So a lot of people are complaining because the candles are very low quality. And I feel like after the Portals perfumes chaos, her team would have sat down and been like, okay, let's make higher quality product if people are going to pay a higher price. Starting off, this is what the candle looks like. It's the candle itself and it comes in this box. I think fans that bought it thought the box was going to come in a tin box like the perfumes, but it is just a cardboard box with some felt on the inside, so it's not even like high quality, like, oh, at least the box is decorative and beautiful. It's literally just cardboard with this design on it. But what's even more frustrating is that fans, once they open it, the latch doesn't close back over the candle, meaning that they have this decorative box and it's not closing. $75, the box should close itself, just saying. But the major issue that everyone's been talking about is the melting of the candles. They either come like this one, which is sweaty, or like this one, which is completely melted over the sides. And people are saying, oh, it's not a big deal, just wipe it up and clean it off. These are white ceramic eggs, and these candle colors are staining them. Like, if you showed me this picture, I would have thought it was soup and not a melted wax candle. And not to mention, okay, it melted here, but it melts all over the box. Just, it's a mess. I feel like this candle should have dropped in like a colder month, or at least be shipped out in air-conditioned trucks so that this could prevent the melting and complete destruction of these candles, especially when people pay $75 plus for these candles. The quality is just bad. It's just frustrating to be like, I really love this artist, but the merch is just like ripping fans off. I could be in the wrong here. What do you guys think? This is just my opinion, so if you have a different one, feel free to let me know. But I think this is just, it's just heartbreaking to see fans that really adore Melanie buy these products because they think they're going to be good quality, and then they come and they're just completely destroyed. Like, after the Portals candles dilemma, I really thought her team was going to sit down and be like, okay, if we're going to charge this price for candles, we have to make it good quality. And they just didn't do that. They were like, oh, we made money off that one. Let's do it again. It is what it is. Not to mention resellers are making $200 to $300 per candle. Insane.
And you guys, look at this comparison to how small the candle was for $75.
Picture, but they're not that big.
Each one of these is 2 ounces, so about 4 ounces here. So it's still a little less than 4.3 ounces, but imagine that is one candle. That is $75.
It's surprising how much she charges for her merchandise. You would hope that she spends a lot on making it to justify those high prices, but it's clear that she doesn't invest much at all.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Wow, what a slap in the face to her fans. Those candles are literally the exact same ones that she was selling, clearly the same manufacturer and designs. I'm telling you guys, she's playing in people's faces. But around last year, she had a VIP meet and greet that was $400 and she wasn't even there in person.
Melanie Martinez is facing backlash from people on social media after it's revealed that she is charging $400 for a VIP meet and greet that lets fans take photos with an AI-generated hologram of her. On Ticketmaster's website, there are a few VIP packages listed, and one of them is called the Interactive Portals Photo Experience. And in the end, this VIP package experience was just fans walking in front of a wallpaper and taking a photo with AI-generated Melanie Martinez. Fans shared on TikTok that they were disappointed at this meet and greet because they paid such a high price point for what is essentially just a digital rendering of the singer. A fan also said that they didn't receive the promised signed poster, VIP merchandise, and tote bag. A user on Reddit has also called out Melanie Martinez for not speaking up about her fans' criticisms.
What artist does this? Not even the biggest celebs like Adele, Beyonce, Ariana do VIP meet and greets for $400 and not be there in person. They don't have AI fake virtual versions of themselves there to meet their fans. If this doesn't tell you something, if this doesn't make you open your eyes, then you're lost and you worship these celebs too much. Anyways, to me, in my opinion, she doesn't really take her fans seriously. She knows that she has some obsessed fans that will go into debt and not pay their rent, or the 12-year-olds who will use their mama's credit card to spend an insane amount on whatever mediocre thing that she's selling. By the way, I just know some of her 12-year-old fans will be mad, but come for me, give me the engagement. Anyways, I used to be a fan of her too since 2015. I used to listen to her on The Voice. I loved her Dollhouse EP. Bittersweet Tragedy was my favorite. I listened to all of her songs on Crybaby, watched every music video, and her K-12 film, the After School EP. Okay, I watched some of her live performances. I liked her Gingerbread Man song. I was a fan. But as I got older, my frontal lobe developed and I realized unsettling things about her. Not just all of this weird scamming stuff and the essay allegations with Timothy Heller, which I'm not going to get too much into that, but for those who may not know, Timothy Heller was an upcoming artist at the time who was friends with Melanie, but in 2017 she exposed Melanie for essaying her, and Melanie responded saying Timothy never said no to anything that they did together, implying everything they did was consensual. And Melanie's fans attacked Timothy. They threatened her, harassed her, and essentially silenced her because she was forced to just leave the internet. And she came back last year in 2024, reaffirming her allegations that she never lied, detailing how her career was pretty much ruined because of this, and Melanie fans have doxed her and threatened her nonstop. Melanie's fans blindly just choose to believe that Melanie wouldn't do this, assuming Timothy is a liar by default. Now, I don't think Timothy is lying, but at the same time, I do not know if she's 100% being truthful. Only Timothy and Melanie know the truth. But it's just not right to hate her and assume she's lying just because you're a huge fan of Melanie Martinez. And honestly, many people have been believing Timothy now since many of Melanie's fans aren't kids anymore. Many of us have been able to look back into her past era, her Crybaby era, and when she released a coloring with child essay, people believe Melanie is a possible alleged predator and Timothy Heller wasn't lying. So Melanie released a coloring book for adults, but many people were outraged and disturbed because this coloring book contained depictions of child essay. Each drawing is supposed to be based off of her persona, who is a baby, and the songs off of the Crybaby album, but the way that they were portrayed was inappropriate and creepy.
Been unknown to me that Melanie Martinez is a creep. The Crybaby coloring book by Melanie Martinez is literally depictions of and nobody is going to tell me otherwise. Over the weekend, I listened to some videos and heard different people's ideas and perspectives about this coloring book. I'm going to tag some of those creators who made really good videos down below. Definitely give them a watch, repost them, get this out there. This should not be promoted to anyone. And of course, her fan base is just as toxic, just as problematic, and they victim blame and enable predatory behavior. All of her supporters make endless excuse and reasons behind why this coloring book is appropriate. One of the excuses that gets me the most is that this coloring book isn't even marketed for kids. It's marketed for adults, so what's the big deal? Do you guys think that kids are into child sexual abuse material? Adults are into it. This coloring book shouldn't exist at all, but it being marketed towards adults doesn't make it any better at all. It honestly makes it worse. And then, of course, we have the classic one that everybody likes to say, you're pointing out creepiness? That makes you the creep. No. Pointing out something that is highly inappropriate and predatory behavior does not make us a predator. It makes us actually want to prevent children from being harmed. One of the creators that posted a video about this specifically without mentioning the coloring book talks a lot about how images are portrayed and that a child in the bathtub is just that. But when you stick soap in its mouth and you put a certain expression, you know what you're doing. When you are an artist, you know what you are portraying. There's some inspiration from somewhere and you are drawing. It doesn't just turn out that way. It doesn't just turn into the child inappropriately posing in a tub with soap in its mouth. That doesn't just happen. You created it. You knew what you were doing and what you were trying to portray. I'm going to give an example of this. We can see here in the Where Hands Go book by Crystalline Diggs that you can easily portray children in a bath without making it creepy, without making it child sexual abuse material. Artists know what they are doing. I don't even feel comfortable sharing any of the images from the actual coloring book on my platform because that's how serious child sexual abuse material really is to me. I don't think that we should be promoting it or putting it out there for anyone to see, whether it's an illustration or an actual photograph. So I will not be posting any of the coloring pages that I am referring to in this video, but I do encourage you to go and find them and look at them, and other creators that I have tagged below have shared those images. So definitely go take a look at them for yourself because it is definitely...
I'm also not showing the pictures of the coloring book because I don't want to promote that either. Honestly, it's not normal. It's not art. Now, her brand focuses on a character called Crybaby. She introduced Crybaby before her Portals album, which we know that Portals tells the story of Crybaby's afterlife where she dies and is reincarnated. Anyways, Melanie created Crybaby to represent herself, portraying a baby who faces adult themes and situations.
Child that is Melanie herself, so she's literally drawing herself as a child and depicting herself in these music videos as a child. And obviously in Crybaby, she's in a high chair with a bib mimicking a baby. She's also in a crib mimicking a baby, and also on Pacify Her, she's also mimicking a baby. I think they're like crawling around or something, and then she flashes the boy with her chest, which a lot of people also have a problem with, is that she's doing all of these adult things while simultaneously portraying a child. And I think that's where a lot of these people on TikTok come in talking about their thoughts on the whole situation.
She has lots of songs talking about these serious adult themes, like with her song Tag Your It is about Crybaby being lured by a wolf, trying to give her ice cream and kidnapping her, and she escapes. And also with her other song Teacher's Pet, it's about a teacher grooming and having this relationship with Crybaby's friend while they are in kindergarten. And her song Orange Juice, which is about having an eating disorder, but all this while they're like supposed to be babies. Now, one might say maybe she's talking about traumatizing things that she's been through, but no, she doesn't relate to a lot of the themes in her songs. She had a good childhood and she's made it clear in interviews. Her fans know this. Now, she has this song that people talk about that's really disturbing. It's called Million Men. It's about a little girl being sex trafficked. Yeah.
It's a serious topic, so I hope you guys like it.
Miss Maggie was way too young to understand why she got thrown into someone else's hands, why she woke up a strange man.
As you can see, she's singing about explicit things, and it's weird how it's paired with children. I remember even in the K-12 film during Wheels on the Bus, she's singing and at one point mentions the little boy putting his hands down the other kid's pants and there's smoking. Keep in mind, it's called K-12. They're supposed to be like toddlers in kindergarten. People have side-eyed this, saying I was obsessed with her when I was 12, but when I got older I realized the meanings behind the songs and I just couldn't listen to them anymore. I just felt gross. The second I thought my frontal lobe started developing, I was listening to Melanie Martinez. The second my frontal lobe did start developing, I stopped listening.
The Melanie Martinez coloring book is absolutely disgusting, and if you're defending it, I am severely judging you. There's only one kind of group of people that would be interested in coloring pictures depicting children having objects shoved into their mouth or taking a bubble bath and looking uncomfortable and scared at the same time. And this is just further proof that even women can be predators. Because I have some questions. Why did Melanie Martinez think this is cute and funny? Why is this like her whole brand is like sexualizing children? And now I've never been a Melanie Martinez fan. I couldn't even tell you one song of hers. All I know of her is everything bad that I see in the media, and every single time I see something about her in the media, it has to do with essay allegations or I'm seeing sexualized drawings of children and just weird stuff like that. And so to the fans defending this behavior, I have to ask why. Like, why do you think it's okay to produce that kind of material? How can you justify that? There are so many things that you can put into an adult coloring book that is edgy and might even spark some controversy and make people mad and blah, blah, blah. If you want to be that kind of person that's all edgy and pushing the limits, involving children in that does not make you edgy or pushing the limits. It makes you a pedophile. And I don't care that this is just drawings of children and it's just depictions of children, because it starts there. I have to know who had the idea of that in the first place. I genuinely want to know who thought it would be a good idea and sell well to depict a child in a bathtub having a bar of soap shoved in their mouth while they look terrified. Who is that person? I genuinely want to know, because they need to be looked into. Sexualizing children is not edgy, it's not cool, it doesn't make you cool. It simply just means that you are a predator. And it's genuinely so disgusting to me that so many people are defending this, because I have to know, why do you want to draw a picture of a child in a bathtub getting a bar of soap shoved into their mouth? Like, what about that is so funny to you? What about that is so artistic to you? There is never a time when artistic creativity should ever jeopardize the sanctity of children. I do not even want to hear anybody in the comments saying, oh my gosh, well, it's just you thinking of it that way. It's just you who sees it that way. Or you're just letting your trauma dictate how you perceive art. No, y'all just can't see pedophilia when it smacks you in the face. Making any kind of art or media that puts children in any sort of suggestive light makes you a predator. It makes you somebody who should not have access to children. Like, investigate immediately. And honestly, when are we going to get to a point in society where we do take these art forms seriously and we do actually start investigating these people who come up with all of this art from their head, just from their head? It's just my creativity. I want to see where you drew that inspiration from. Exactly what inspired you to create that coloring book and those particular pictures within the coloring book. There has to be some sort of an inspiration, because normal people do not just think about drawing naked children getting soap shoved into their mouth. She's not making edgy art, she's grooming.
And not only this, even the outfits for Crybaby, she got them from this baby fetish shop. Yes, I'm serious. If you want to know more on that and see a deep dive on Melanie Martinez's Crybaby era, watch Angelbbkira's video. I will link it below. It's a great deep dive, and thanks to her, I got some of the clips about her Crybaby era through her video. So definitely go and watch it. She does an amazing job, because there's so much more. Anyways, now you know Melanie Martinez is very controversial. I used to be a fan and I really liked her, and I do still like some of her songs, but I just don't feel comfortable listening to her anymore. And as I've gotten older, seeing how she scams her fans is so greedy and just creepy. Everything surrounding her and the essay allegations with Timothy Heller has really made me and other people go back and look into her Crybaby era. Many of her fans grew up and aren't kids anymore and realize she isn't a great person, but she has many very young fans, and she knows people are still going to support her regardless. And I don't know when people will stop being dumb and just learn that it's not worth buying from her. She doesn't care about any of y'all, she just wants your money. Remember, she had fans spending $400 to meet an AI fake virtual version of her. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about all of this down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.